being out. We referenced Terrence Lang being out. It's allowed this O-line, D-line to really battle, right? Naeem Rodman, Jalen Sami, Janaz Jordan, some talent. Devin Grant, he's a freshman mid-year enrollee. Some talented players have been able to go get it, right? And then you got the vet like Carson Wells leading and guiding that front at the outside backer spot. So while the injuries have forced this to not be the traditional spring game that we all love to see, I think it's given them great reps in practice, and I think they'll benefit looking back on these as they gear up for fall camp.
Well, you were talking about Kari Cooch a little bit earlier. He's a guy who had to, when Kobe Purcell missed some time last season, had to step in and play some center, and that was a little bit different for him as a guy who had mainly been a guard before when he transitioned into this program from the junior college ranks. That was excellent work for him during the fall, and there were some struggles in there, you know, where he was inexperienced at that time, but now you still get to cross-train some of those guys, but also, most importantly, guys behind them, like Joshua Gines, Carson Lee, to your point about the youth that are getting more and more opportunities. It's going to be important for them to know whether or not they have to have Kari Cooch ready to roll back in at center if something happens with Purcell, or can they trust one of these other young guys?
With a slide, run / pass. They do that a lot with the tight ends. That is that young, talented tight end, his second year, Caleb Fourier. Right? You know this, Anthony, as well as anybody. When they motion the tight end, it puts it that outside defensive player in a bind. Is it a run? Is he going to kick me out? And he kept running, and they hit him on that pass, moving the sticks for this team. And a quarterback, see a nice run there by a shot Clayton. We got a new quarterback in, Grant Cicerone. The staff has talked highly of.
Yeah.
So we got depth at this position, man.
And back to your point with the tight end, specifically with Caleb Fourier, because of how athletic he is, even though he hasn't necessarily mastered the run phase as a blocker yet, there's still a role they can locate for him in this offense. Because if you put certain personnel groupings on the field, when folks see defensively, if they see two tight ends come onto the field, they're bearing down. They're preparing for the run. They're putting big personnel on the field in preparation for that. And so it can still put you in a position where you can say, you know what? We're going to sneak the tight end across the formation, or we're going to run a screen on a throwback. Things that defensively, when bigger bodies are there on the other side, especially at the first two levels, you can try to take advantage of that by having an athletic tight end who they may expect one thing just schematically from the offense, but then you can take advantage of it.
Here we are in the red zone. Chenault, he's getting a lot of action in this game. I love how this offense is built, Anthony, getting the ball to players on the move. They got guys that can yak it up, man. That is yards after the catch. You've seen a lot of crossing routes, a lot of combination routes today. And again, we're not seeing the full plethora of offensive schemes or play calls, but enough in a competitive setting for this team as guys are trying to make a statement here. Grant Cicerone trying to make his own inside the 10-yard line.
And snapping to him at center is Carson Lee, who we were just talking about a moment ago. Young football player. They're hoping he can emerge as the number 2 guy. And just something as simple as that QB center exchange, Yogi. You know how that is, where sometimes quarterbacks, if they don't necessarily trust in the shotgun, where the ball's coming back at, their eyes have to drop down. They're not as quickly focused on what the coverage is doing, or even under center in QB center exchange. If the center, a young guy may not get the ball all the way back there, you get fumbles. We did see that a few different times as different personnel rotated in and out. That became a problem for a couple of stretches during the season for the Buffs last year.
Here we go under center. There's that exchange you referenced.
Look at him driving the legs there inside Carson Lee. Like seeing that. You snap the ball and immediately get into low pad level, continue to move your feet. That's what this offensive line is built around right here. They want to run the ball when you get inside the 5. Look at him working. Carson Lee on the inside, all 315 pounds, nice combo block, moving the nose, creating a running lane for the touchdown.
And that's Mr. Stacks, another big play by him. And again, with the diversity of the backs in this offense, you know, talking to Carl Durrell, as do I, they want to be able to dictate terms. And when the whole stadium knows they're running the football, can they go do that? Nice example right there. Running the ball, developing some line, depth. Colorado, another touchdown. We'll be right back here on the Colorado Spring Showcase.